Welcome to Horrifically Well Read, Bled, and Said. Very excited to have one of the coolest people I know. And if you've ever seen her on social media or met her at an event or attended one of her events, is Christine Harrold of Horror Reader Weekend herself. I think sometimes she just goes directly by the name of Horror Reader Weekend.
Yeah,
Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much. Very happy to
first
be
name
here.
Horror, middle name Reader, last name
Yeah.
Weekend.
Yeah.
Horror.
Yeah. And that's
Uh,
on your driver's license
yeah,
officially.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, it would be my pleasure if you could just start off by addressing our listeners as rat bastards, please.
You sons of bitches, rat bastards.
I love it. I love it. I mean, every time I watch a TikTok of yours, I'm like, God, it feels so good to be insulted.
Hey, you lucky bastards.
Exactly. So, I saw you many events, and then my husband here had the foresight to actually book us to go to your Horror on the Hudson in November. And I have to tell you, it was one of the best experiences of our life. I just felt like
Stop
my
it.
whole nervous system, like, had a moment of healing and pleasure and fun, and this is coming off of, like, we went to an all-inclusive in Dominican Republic in June last year, which is abundantly wonderful, no notes, like, definitely go, but I think being in a community of writers, but when I say that you think of every freaking detail to take care of your guests, like, it was worth every penny. So I wanna
Mhm.
share about that because you have some new events coming up, and then we also wanna get into talking a little bit about book events in general, like how to assess them, which one is right for you, the FOMO of missing out. So, let me give you a moment to speak here because 'cause I'm just so excited and I'm going on, but yeah, we loved it.
So I guess first of all, what is Horror Reader Weekend?
So, Horror Reader Weekend is an inclusive and exclusive opportunity to hang out with the best people on the planet. I learned at AuthorCon, I think like 5 years ago, when I just went all by myself and I knew nothing about it, never been to a horror convention before. And I went to AuthorCon in Williamsburg, Virginia, and I was like, my God, these people are so nice. They're just, it's such a great community, so supportive, so friendly. Everybody just wants to talk about horror books and how they came to read their favorite books and how their TBRs are overflowing. And it was just such a great experience. But to me, big conventions are a little bit overwhelming. So
Yes.
I said, gosh, I wish I could do something like this, but just a little bit smaller and controlled. So you see the same faces for a few hours and then you're comfortably able to walk up to somebody and say something because it's just smaller. I got
Yeah.
an email once. There's a woman on TikTok who has 400,000 million followers or whatever. And she started doing a romantasy weekend. And I got on her, I don't really read romantasy, but I was like, oh, that's so cool. Let me get on her email list. And she sent this email about what she does on her weekend. And it was like really expensive. And there wasn't a lot of activities and there was no authors. And I have this, you know, I act like I'm pleasant, but I have this little bit of competitive.
I
And I
love
was like,
that.
holy shit, I can do so much better for so
Yeah.
much less money.
Okay, first of all, I love
And
that and adore that about
that's
you because that's how the good stuff is made.
Mm.
Go on.
yeah, I just got a little like, I could God, I wanna meet authors. If I go to a weekend like this, I wanna be hanging out with writers because they to me, I will fangirl over an author more than, like, if Brad Pitt walked in right now. If it was like Brad
Right,
Pitt or
agreed.
Joe Hill, like, I'm going for Joe Hill.
Right?
I'm just such a fangirl. So, I said, "If I could put together a weekend that readers and authors can just talk really great about each other, I think it'd be really fun." And I just tried it, and thank God people just took a chance on me because
Oh.
I'm a school counselor, I don't know how to do any of this stuff,
Yeah, I
and
said that to
people
you.
took a chance.
I said, "What was your background?" Like, I stopped you, I think it was, like, midway, maybe even the end of the first night because I was, like, wowed, and I was like, "What is your background?" You're like, "I'm a school counselor," and I'm like, "There's no way. I would have thought you spent years in event planning."
Yeah, and I just kinda know what I like, and I feel like I don't I have opinions about things that everybody else kind of agrees with me, so I figured if I do things that I know I wanna go to, then other people would wanna go to it too, and that's
That's
just like
amazing.
I read a good book, I contact the author. I'm like, "I love this book. Do you wanna come to Horror Reader Weekend?" It's very specific who I invite. They are
Yeah,
my favorite authors.
I love that. It's very well curated, and I think that comes through in how genuine that is because there wasn't an author there that didn't feel like you had a close connection with, or it's really like, okay, this is coming from someone who I've joked with other authors that have been on, like, I've never had a full summer camp away experience. I just like to read the books about it or watch the
Me
Parent Trap.
neither.
But this to
Me
me
neither.
was my first experience of feeling like I was at everything you hope a summer camp would be, but in the adult version and in the best way.
And a
Um,
specific camp, like a band camp,
a very specific
very
one that was,
specific
like,
camp, a craft
recharging
camp.
and refilling that you're like, these are my people, these are my friendships, I can't
Yes.
wait to see these people again, and I naturally like to talk to people and meet people, but, there's always, no matter how much you like that or go about it. I mean, when you're meeting 40, 50 new people and you don't know any of them, it was amazing to me how I walk in and I'm like, I don't know these people. I knew maybe two or, Bridget and I knew you
Mhm.
like for, not in person, but just like to see, okay, you're the organizer. I think that was really it. Like I recognized Sam Rebelline because he's like signed a book before, but I didn't know anybody else. And by the end of the weekend, the amount of friends
Mhm.
that we had, well, Robert Piatone too as well, but, like, the
True.
amount of friends that I had and authors that were my favorite that I got to meet in person, like Drew Starling, and just have these connections with, it that's what I'm saying is, like, it is a moment of, like, I will treasure this. I can't believe how many friends you walk away with and these bonding experiences and then how comfortable you are. You would think that we were all friends together for how long? Like,
Mhm.
you have just it's not just what you do, it's clearly how you execute it, not only for the activities, but the care and thought you put into who you invite to make it feel fabulous.
Well, I think you and I are all 3 of us love the book After, right? Like,
Yes.
so I
Yes.
read that book and I was like, "Oh, this man must come."
Mhm.
Yes.
As soon as I
Yes.
read that book, I was like, "Oh, this guy's on my list," and I reached out, like and if you start an email to an author like, "Holy crap, your friggin' book was, like, the best experience of my life," and then ask a question, they will say yes afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that's
it's
that's
true, like,
shoot
I'm
your
like, "Oh
shot,
my god,
right?
this book, I need you to come." And they're like, "Alright, gosh darn it, alright."
Love
So
that.
then they come.
Now, beyond just hanging out with the authors and everything, so we were up in the Hudson River area, and it
Had
is
you ever
like
been up there before? Is that
no,
your
I
first time?
haven't. I've been to New but I've never been up there, and we're like as we're driving up, we're like, it's November, but all the leaves are still up, and it is my god, like, the trees,
Oh,
the leaves,
it's
the
lovely.
mountains that are just exploding out of the ground, and get up there and park, and it's like
Yeah. It's a New England fairy tale is what it
you just
just
It
know it's gonna be
really is.
incredible, and then
I feel like not
you
a lot of people talk about how beautiful the Hudson Valley is. Like, it's
oh
just
my
Yeah.
really
god. Well, we had
Beautiful.
been up to, like what is the place?
Sleepy
Yeah,
Hollow,
so that's
Fairy
what
oh,
I was
okay.
Town.
kind of expecting, but it was very different from that, and maybe I'm just me nerding out, but, like, the geology of the amount of, like, rocks, I kept telling Adam, like, because you had this I mean, the view, and then you step out on the balcony, and I'm like, "Look at these rocks," like, just ki and I'm like, they just had this, like felt like energy or prehistoric, and so eventually, like, I go and search it, and it is like
Billions of years
yes,
old, yeah.
that
Yeah.
area is one of the first places that have ever, like,
The rock
formed from
formations, yeah.
Pangea and all that, yeah. So, it just I don't know, to me, there was something recharging about that altogether,
There's
and,
so many books about that area.
really?
There's a lot of horror based, like Thomas Old Huvelt, I never know how to
Mhm.
say his name, but Hex, which is one of my favorite books of his, is based, like, 2 miles from the inn where we stayed in Horror Reader Weekend. Like, it is that is he made Black Spring, he created that whole town, and he's from where? Norway?
Okay, I'm gonna have to add that to the TBR because that's super cool.
Yeah. I mean, that book is just based and then, of course, Sleepy Hollow, which I feel like is a little bit of a letdown. I feel like they're not taking advantage
Yeah.
of this. their literary history as much as they should in that
Yeah.
town. I really feel like they should go bigger.
It is not I did a whole tour there, and it's so individual till you
Mhm.
go to the sunny side for
Yeah.
Washington Irving, and everything's very
Yeah.
disjointed. We did the cemetery tour, which was amazing, but yeah, I mean, that's an opportunity for you if you have any more bandwidth since I learned that you hardly sleep, which
Oh, of
I
course it
reached
is.
out to you and I was like, "Hey, guess what? I'm not sleeping anymore either." And I'm like, how do I know when it's time to go to bed? Because 'Cause I've
Did
been
she infect you? What happened
No, no,
recently?
no, I was like I was thinking of her because 'cause I'm
Contagious.
like, here's the thing, she's such a productive person,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Why am I laying here in bed for 3 hours, like,
Mm.
just trying to get to sleep? I might as well just be productive like Christine." And
'Cause
I
you can
was
make
like,
yourself mad too, like, you get angry when you don't.
I did,"
You're
and she's
like,
like,
"I'm mad I'm not sleeping, I'm mad."
"Yes!" So, I've been able to get a lot more book reading done, I just feel a lot more, like, productive, and I've just been trying to listen to my natural, like, as I'm 42 and I guess in part of the with ADHD, you can have perimenopause early,
Mm.
Here it
and I'm just
comes.
not sleeping as much, and so she's like, "Well, you just wait until you catch the"
That first
um
droop, that first eye droop, as soon as your eyes droop that first time, you put that book down and drop your
Yes,
head. Take
yes,
advantage of that.
so that's what I'm learning from you, but I am just I gotta be honest, so when Adam first suggested this so, I mean, we're new to the book world, and I'm like,
To the events, yeah.
"Yeah,
Mhm.
okay."
Yeah.
And we go to StokerCon, and I
Oh,
do
it's a
wanna
lot.
touch on that, but
Over
I'm overly
fucking whelmed,
stimulated, like,
yeah.
overly whelmed. Now, will I be
You
going back this year?
recognize
Yes.
everybody, like, you recognize every person who walks by, you're like, "Oh my god, is that oh my gosh," and you can't say a word, I just sit there. I don't talk to anybody at StokerCon, and I go to bed at
That's funny.
6:30.
It will probably be that way for Rebecca this year, but it was almost perfect because she didn't know who anyone was.
I wasn't supposed to
So
go, Christine. It
yeah,
was like a last minute thing. Adam's like, "Look, I never canceled my room. I was gonna room with someone else." He's like, "Do you wanna come with me?" And my mom's like,
yeah.
"Sure, I'll watch the kids." So
So we're, obviously at the now infamous Stamford, Connecticut
yeah.
Yeah,
hotel
that was
where
crazy.
there's one bartender for, 1,000 people, and so we go up to the bar, and Rebecca just goes up to the first person's like, "Hey, how do we get someone to order here?" And he's just like, "Oh, you really have to hold on, let me get it for you. You know what? I'll buy you guys a beer. Why don't you come and sit and talk?" And we're talking for a while, and then Rebecca's like, "So what do you do?" And it's Johnny Compton, and I'm like, "Dude, that's Johnny
He's
Compton
the
you're
nicest
talking."
man.
And he's like, "I wrote, Devils Kill Devils." And Rebecca's like, "Adam, you read that book?" I'm like,
I was like,
"Yeah,
"You
no
love that
shit."
book." Yeah,
Like,
but it was
yeah,
genuine.
no,
I
no,
was
no. It was
checking
like, yeah, it
in
was so funny.
I was
I didn't even
checking in, and he was checking in next to me, and I walk up to him, and I was like, "Hi. Hi, Johnny. My name's Christine Harrold from Horror Reader Weekend." He's like, "Oh, hi. How are you?" And I just forgot to let go of his hand. I
Yeah.
just didn't let go for, like, 30 seconds, and I'm just staring at him like, I'm a really big fan.
I can see how that could happen.
He is
It
the
was so
nicest man.
awkward.
Yeah,
My
well,
god.
at this point, I don't think I've even considered myself well, I know I didn't. I did not
No.
consider myself a horror reader at all. So I was like that was part of the estrangement
Mhm.
aspect of it too, of just like, I don't belong here. And not that anybody told me that. It was me that told me that, you know? And after that experience birthed this podcast really is what I would say. So thank goodness I did go. And we went to several other events throughout the year. And I think each one has their own, special. We'll be definitely going to Spooktastic again this year with
Mhm.
Alyssa Leslie because that was so fun and
Yes,
wonderful.
and that's actually the first time I walked up to you, Adam, and I was like,
Yes.
"You're Adam." And how awkward was I? I'm like, "Hi, you're Adam. Hi, hi." And then I just
That
walk
was a
away.
highlight of my life. No one has ever walked up to me and said, "Aren't who are" I know
He
who you
actually
are.
wrote it in his journal. I can pick out the date
I'll get
we
out
Yeah.
of
met.
here. And I was sweating just to say that. I sweated and then I just walk away. The whole thing is just it's hard for me. I struggle.
It was ridiculously hot that day, inside there, so
To be
Thank
honest,
I
you.
it
was
was.
How
yeah.
nice
Yes. Yeah.
you are. That was
However
very
awkward
nice.
you think you are, I am more awkward than that, don't worry, so
So
Yeah,
now I
that
feel
was
like I'm like
it's
a
hard.
book event junkie. Like I
mhm.
want to
You get
go,
high
but
on them, yeah.
but
Yeah.
by the time that Horror Reader Weekend came, I was so it's about to be the holidays and it's getting darker, you're slowing down. So I feel like your event was positioned at the most beautiful, perfect time to
Mhm.
just and I never
The
so I wouldn't
last
go with it
event. the last event. That's how I feel like I want it to be like the last event of the year.
And it is absolute, like, to wrap up your year with that, there's nothing better. So I'd like to just tell the listeners a little bit because you didn't ask me to plug this event, but I am plugging it because as
Thank
in my
you.
day job, I'm a salesperson and when I love something, like I love to spend people's money. And if you ever go shopping
Mhm.
with me, I will help you spend your money.
Yep.
But things that I passionately love, like I'm like, you got to do it. And so to be honest with you, like, so what? In April, I had been in a job for 10 years. My job was restructured. So I happened to be off for the whole summer. I had like severance for 6 months. Then I was like, should we pay to go for this? Like, cause I was like, it's a little more expensive. And Adam's like, it's already
Was.
paid. I already did all this. Like, we don't have to have any guilt. Like, just let's just go. And so I had started a new job and it, was not making still not making the same kind of money I was. And so I was like, just kind of in a funk, of just like,
Mhm.
how do I
Mhm.
enjoy all this and how do I wanna buy all the books that I wanna get and whatever, and so, just coming from that personal perspective of having just, like, one of these whirlwind years, but also lots of book events to come into this, it was like, you took care of every need, every thought that I didn't even know I had, from how comfortable the rooms were, the little bags that you give, first of all, like, let's
Mhm.
go into the creepy dolls that you hand out, like, I wanna walk through this because listener, you should attend these events. Like, you will never attend something that isn't more well curated to your personal taste than
Mhm.
what she does. So,
Wait till you
your
see what I'm
creepy doll.
making for November. I have this great because I make the main thing in the swag bag is something that I make.
You
So
did
I've
that?
done the first one. I everybody got this really big, like the Blair Witch sigil, which is the scariest thing. And then the second one, I did a Nosferatu sigil inside of a wreath. And then this one, I made a corn husk doll that was inspired by Meg Ripley's necrology. It's Whitetail from
Nice.
necrology.
She sits
So the
in my bay
next one,
window and watches me as I work.
Yes.
yeah, she was fun. Boy, did it take me a long time to make those. So the next one for the November 2026, I am making it is a fairy that has been found in an archaeological dig.
Well,
So it is a fairy, um, skeleton and all the things that are found in the archaeological dig, and it's in like a shadow box. And I'm
Oh
making
my
like
god.
100 of those. So that that's very exciting. I can't wait to get started on that. But we are moving to a new event space because the last place, even though it was very intimate and on a mountaintop, it was just really expensive. Like that
mhm.
hotel was $420 a night. Like that is just that it was just so expensive. Then, Horror on the Hudson 2026 is gonna be like $400 cheaper per person.
Wow, that's
Yeah, I just
awesome.
couldn't
That's incredible.
I want it like, y full disclosure, I'm not making any money out of this stuff. This is all for fun. I'm having fun doing this. I'm hoping to break even. Um Haven't yet, but it's in the works. It's a plan. I like to
Love
plan
that.
to maybe break even, but I'm having a really good time doing this. So it was making me crazy that I had to charge so much. Like it was like, $850 just for the room. So the place where we are, this is still in the Hudson Valley. Windrose on Hudson. It's a bigger event space, but we're gonna have an intimate part of the event space, and we're gonna be able to spread out and maybe have a few more authors and stuff because we're a little
Amazing.
tight up on the top of the mountain, and it'll be way less money,
Well,
so more people can come.
love that more people can come, but it is worthwhile to, like, genuinely make, like, a little payment plan with yourself, even if you don't take it stash some dollars away every month to make it happen because, like, you go in, you get greeted by you get the really fun swag bag, which includes, like, a fun mystery old school book, and then Adam's like, "I can't wait to have the craft sodas." Well, you had found all these amazing craft sodas that were it was the
Horror inspired. Yes, they
yes,
were awesome.
and the ginger one was so damn spicy, I was angry that I
Angry.
tried it.
I loved it. It punched me in the face.
Your tongue was
It was
tingling.
violent.
That's funny.
I'm so serious, and the Um, the root beer tasted like you were drinking a root beer float, like, with the vanilla beans right in it. It was
Mm.
so good,
I
and
thought I was gonna get in a bar fight. That's like some sarsaparilla
yeah, it was so
serious.
good,
Yes.
so good. And then
What's cool is J.H. Marker was from Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And when he found out that I made my own old-fashioned cocktail, infusing the bourbon myself, and he was, like, ready to totally judge it, and he said it was delicious.
girl, let me tell you how tore up I got off of that
Yeah,
just that one
I
drink.
love
I was
it.
like, "Whoo, I need to slow down. I need to only have one."
You need to, uh,
Delicious.
have Laurel Hightower come out too, the other bourbon
I
aficionado.
know, right? I'm
Yeah.
scared. I like my bourbon, but not like these professionals.
Well, it was exceptional. You had 2 of those that you made and great wines and everything. Uh, by that it was like everybody started getting hungry, so we go downstairs to have dinner, and we had this, like, whole strategy of, like, "Let's get the first table." With a bunch of other people that were like, "I'm about to eat my arm off," we're like and, they bring out the, uh, foods, and I don't know what was in this salad, but, like, I'm not like, I like salad okay, but Adam, like, never eats salad, and everybody was like, this salad is" it was like a Brussels sprout and, like or no, it
Wow,
was,
yeah.
I don't know, it was like blue cheese and pear
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but it
So
was
good. I think it was endive. I think it was endive in pear.
I don't it was crack cocaine. I don't know anybody that didn't talk about it, and then we harassed one of the workers. We're like, "Paul, can you please give us this recipe?" But, I mean, the food choices of how much you consider everyone's dietary needs to what they should be about, and you feel like you're at this, like I don't wanna say you're, like, doing banquet style food or whatever, but you're like it's really nice, but yet you don't have to be so, like, formally dressed and everything like that, and it was just
Like, you could wear your pajamas the whole weekend, which
if
I
you wanted to, and
just
that was
yes.
the other thing, it's Adam's like, "This is the dress down event, you don't have to worry about like, just
Mhm.
be yourself," and I was, and that felt great, and, later that night, we had the pit or one of the I don't know, I think it's blurring for me now, but we had Pitch Olympics, which we had all these authors come up and try to go and rate them of pitching their books which was so much fun.
Which is
That
what you
was
came up and kinda were talking to me about at Spooktastic, and you were a
yes,
little
because
worried about it, but I think it
I
turned out
was. I was
awesome.
like,
It
"What?"
was so
I was like,
cool.
"I have this crazy idea, and it could totally crash." And I was like, "God, I hope it goes well." I was so nervous. Like, a lot of authors said, "No way, no way, no way, I'm not gonna do it." And then the day of, they did step up, which I thought was really fun.
It was
So,
one of
thank God.
the peer
It could have been
pressure events,
terrible,
I
but it
think,
worked
that
out well.
yeah. It was like a peer pressure event that the more people got cheered for and excited, it
Mhm.
was like, we were like, "Alright, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go."
They're like, "Wait a second, I want people, like, to be excited for my stuff," kinda
Yes.
yeah, no, super fun.
I love
And then
that,
was it
Death was
Chris
there to
DeLeo
hook you
that
off. That was
wrote
fun.
that thing right on the spot? And
Yes, the cum monster, is
the
that what
cum
you're talking about?
monster, yeah, it's like, ta
Oh my
and
gosh.
I mean, I was like, "When is this coming out?" He's like, "Oh, it's not actually real. I just
Yeah.
wrote it just to do" I'm like, "You son of a bitch."
Now we
Was
wanna
that
read it.
Chris DeLeo who did that?
Yes.
Yeah.
God,
That
he's so
would
I love
that would
him.
win the Splatterpunks next year, I swear.
He's coming, like, every time if I have an event, I'm inviting Chris. Like, I just
Yeah.
love him. I love him. I love his book was one of my favorite books, Empty Devils. Gosh, I love that book. It's just about a father whose daughter was killed while she was protesting, and an angry driver went through the protests, if that reminds you of anything that happened in Charlottesville. Yeah. And it's the angry father, and he's haunted by his daughter, and how he caught this anger, the grief, the haunting. It is a beautiful book. I love that book. Empty
Yeah.
Devils, Chris DeLeo.
Nice. Isn't he from down in that area too?
Yeah, he's a he's a teacher too. High school
Yeah.
teacher. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I'm wondering the new location because, you have obviously you're doing New Orleans now too, which is
Mhm.
a famously haunted area, and I wanna talk about sort of the abroad trips and stuff like that that you've done as well, but I love that it's horror authors, horror readers, horror accoutrement, the sodas are zombie and all this kinda stuff, but then
The
the
tablescapes were incredible,
Mhm.
the novella exchange,
Yep.
like, there's
But then also, like, the place, like, has this, like, history that you don't even advertise or didn't even know, and it's like, was that something that you knew about, and or do you
No,
look
not
for
at
that?
all.
No,
No.
that man, there are some crazy stories that came out of there, and you have to go to find these things out, I'm not gonna spoil it, but some real life hauntings, some real creepy stuff.
Yeah.
It's some really, truly one of a kind experiences,
And it's just
that
it's the hardest thing about getting horror reader weekend spaces because I would like to do them in different areas that are spooky like New Orleans, is it needs a catering hall
Mhm.
and rooms on site.
Yeah,
And there's just not many of those. Like, you can get, like, wedding venues that will have 10 rooms or 8 rooms, and we need, like, 30 rooms. I don't want 250 rooms. I
right.
want it to be, like, 30 to 50 rooms and catering on-site, and that is what determines where we're going.
Okay.
I wish
Okay.
I had more choices because but you don't. You need it to be an inclusive that I can offer food and make it easy for people who want to just hunker down and
Yeah.
hang out, but in an area that if you also wanna go out and about, there's that option also. So I want the hunker down people to be comfortable and the people who wanna check out an entire area to be comfortable, and there's not many of those.
Not only did I have I'll shut up about this then, but not only did I have, like, the best time, I got Adam to finally get a tattoo because you coordinated a tattoo artist there, and we got matching tattoos, and, I mean, just the ghost hunting that I never would have participated in before and just all this stuff, but on the second day, like, I completely missed dinner because I was like, "You know what? I think I can finally nap. I can finally sleep." I was so
I
comfortable. Like, if
bet.
that doesn't speak to the level of comfort and I I slept for, like, 5 hours, and as much as I wanna be like, "Man, I wish I didn't miss that," I really needed that, and I just think that there was only one place that would've given it to me of just that relaxation, and sometimes you leave vacation and you're like, "I need a vacation from my vacation," and I think you provided the amount of if you wanna do it, do it, don't feel like you have to do it. It's here if you want it, and then also relaxation and chill out. It was just perfectly blended.
When I came upstairs, so, like, I was running up and down the stairs, like, the whole time, and I came upstairs and I come into the lobby, and there's 15 people just reading their books. Like, I cried. I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god, this is what I want you to be comfortable to read your books in front of people, not feel like you have to be socializing." Like,
How
yeah,
many
that's just
times did I say at the other events what I was missing was a time to sit and read your book?
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep,
It's a
so many
horror
times, and that's
family
so true.
reunion. That's what I call it, the horror family reunion.
Yeah, and it truly is a horror reader weekend, and, horror writers or horror readers, right? So,
Yeah.
it was perfect for that. The other thing that I just loved is, I think both Saturday and Sunday, come out, in the morning, 9 o'clock, something like that, and there's, like, 4 or 5 writers that I love sitting out there writing too, you
Tapping
know?
away, right? You see them on their laptops tapping away with their headphones on, and you're like, "Oh my god, they're writing
That's
something
gonna be
right
a book I love
now."
next year, you know? It's like,
I know.
how
Yeah,
cool is that?
yeah, really cool. So, New Orleans is an extra day, so it's like Thursday to Sunday because I'm coming from far away too. We're all just gonna be a lot of us are gonna be flying in. I have a few authors already signed up, so it's the 1st to the 4th. And it's different from a regular horror reader weekend because there's only 1 meal included because there's so many good restaurants in Orleans. I don't want everybody to just
That
stay
makes
at
so
the
much
hotel.
sense.
Like,
Right.
yeah, you gotta get out and about. So, we're gonna have one afternoon, we're gonna do the indie bookstore book crawl, so we're gonna hit all the indie bookstores in town, and we're gonna have welcome cocktails. I'm gonna make hurricanes, and we're gonna have them on the patio by the pool, and then there's the on the Saturday of the horror on the Mississippi is the author event and then dinner with the authors in the hotel, and then there's just gonna be a lot of downtime, a lot of free time because it's New Orleans, for God's sake.
I know.
Gotta get out and about.
I heard this quote a while ago that if jealous of something or envious of something, then it's meant for you. So, like,
Mhm,
if you see like, if I see someone driving a Lamborghini, I don't care
mhm.
because I don't want that. It's
Exactly.
not meant for
I
me.
don't want that.
But when you're talking about this, the level of, like, "Oh my god, I don't care what I have to sell at work to get here. I've got to go." Need to make this
Yeah,
work.
And that's October 1st through the 4th, you said?
October 1st to the 4th. So it's gonna be like Halloween season, just getting in the beginning of Halloween season down
Can it be
in
a
New
birthday
Orleans.
gift
Yeah,
for
and
us?
it's
Like
Yeah.
the
a joint
Well,
birthday gift
then a
for
month
us?
later is Horror on the Hudson 3.
and yeah, a month later is Horror in the Hudson 3, sorry.
Whew, you're gonna have an amazing fall. So, we have a friend that just told me she was invited to New Orleans, and I'll ask her if it's okay to say this, but, otherwise we'll edit it out, but Vanessa, V.S.
Oh
Lawrence,
my
yes,
god, our
Yes,
favorite.
yes, yes. I did, I reached out.
yes, she's going back and forth between New Orleans and New York, I think, as to which one she's looking for, but I think she's leaning towards New Orleans right now,
She
so
better lean to whichever one we can attend.
Well, I have a few confirmed for New Orleans, and this is the first time I'm saying it.
Oh,
I haven't put it anywhere, like, you know, news bulletin.
love it.
So we got Ray Wild is coming because we love her, and C.S.
yeah,
Humble. C.S. Humble is
man,
very excited about that.
yes.
Brianna Cox, who has Indigent coming out,
Yes.
will be there.
We just
Who
spoke
else?
with her not too long ago, she'll be on
Yep.
soon.
Yes, John Paget, who wrote a book called it's about a ventriloquist, which is creepy as hell. I just
Yeah.
ordered it and I can't wait to read it. Oh gosh, I have to pull it up. Hold on.
Brianna's,
Who else?
like, in the Nashville area, yeah, so that makes sense, yeah.
Del Sandine, I'm holding out for. She said maybe me. So I'm a little excited. It's gonna be, yeah. That's who we have so far. And then for New York, I have a few who's already signed up too. I gotta pull it up. Hold on.
Hey, we'll be
Confirmed
patient.
for Par on the Hudson, 2026, November 6th through 8th. You hear me clicking?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm clicking. Chrissy Williams, Saratoga Schaefer's coming back. Chris Panettiere is gonna be there. Marcus Redmond's coming back because he has the second book
Yep.
in his series, which is crazy. Oh Machete is coming. SK Arab, because I loved her book Minu this year, and I said, "Girl, you have to come." Monique Asher is coming, and I have
Mo's
a
coming oh, we're gonna do some ghost hunting
And we
then.
love Momo
yeah,
Shadi
Yes,
too.
Mo's coming from England.
yeah. She says she'll come back to New York. Yeah, and I have
And
a
we
few
loved seeing
other
Marcus last time, and Saratoga's awesome,
We're
and
talking to her on Sunday, actually, yep.
them.
Talking to
I
them on
love
Sunday, yep.
yes, talking to them, she's awesome, they're awesome. I have a few other that are, like, solid
Maybe she said
maybes that
before
I'm
Saratoga.
holding out for, so
Monique?
I can't say a
Yeah.
word till
No,
they
she said something else
confirm.
before Saratoga, I forget who it anyway, it's a fantastic lineup.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic lineup.
Yeah, I have about a third of the authors for each event as of right now.
Now, I was watching one of your TikToks the other day, and you were out collecting books again, so will you be doing the
The raffles?
raffles?
Yeah, always a
Yes.
raffle. Yeah, I
Share
got
about
some
that, will you?
so I collect creepy things. I collect creepy books. I collect a lot of things, and when I see something out that I'm like, "Oh, this'll just nauseate people," I think I have to put this in the raffle. So, yeah, I have the last raffle, I made 2 vampire slaying kits, and we gave
Listen,
out 1
I don't know why you
in
had to bring that up
November.
again because 'cause I'm still angry I didn't get that.
Yeah, I mean,
I have
there
another one, and of course, the coolest thing is there is oil that I bought specifically at a monk at a monastery in the Carpathian Mountains at Transylvania, and that
wild.
Amazing.
oil and that, candle were from that monastery.
So
It's
cool.
dark, creepy monastery in the Carpathian Mountains. It was very cool. So I have some stuff. I have an 1834 wooden stake in the kit. So yeah, that I have that kit. And then I just collect horror books. I collect antique and
Yeah, that
collectible
we got
horror books.
the
I just got together the
collection of Susan Black books, and I have read them all already. I had read Woman in Black or Susan Hill, sorry. I had read
Yes.
Woman in Black already, but I read the other 2, Mist in the Mirror, and then I think it's The Man in the Picture or something like that, and I
Nice.
adore her books so much,
Well,
and
all of these are free. This is just something that Christine
yeah,
does to just enhance your experience, and she gives you a roll of, like, tickets as if you're gonna
so
be a
much
raffle
fun.
winner, and you
Yep,
put it into what you want, but you had first like, you had Tolkien books, you had really cool blankets, you had some, like, art stuff to put into people's I mean, the
Tanana
amount of
Reed
people
Do
that were
books, yeah,
yes, the amount of things that people are like, "Please don't put your ticket in there. I
yeah.
really want this."
I love that you had the authors, like, so psyched that they were winning things, it's like, it was
It
so
was
Yeah,
cool.
the authors were getting, like, aggressive and
Oh,
fighting
yeah.
and at the
stuff,
end, then
yeah.
we had this
Looking at you, Sam.
yeah, I know. And at the end, we had this really fun novella exchange that our friend Bridget,
Yep,
like, I think helps to coordinate, and people could just bring their favorite novella. You bring, like, 1 to 2 and pick up someone else's 1 to 2 and really hear about why it was such a good book, and it's just a really personal way to get, recommendation. I can't believe, again, the amount of friends that I still talk to and
oh,
meet,
yeah.
like, regularly from that, and people that I'm
Mhm.
like, "I can't wait to see you again, and I wanna go I'll travel to go and see you," and I think a lot of people are looking for that in their adult life of, "How do I find my people again?"
Yeah,
And
making adult.
My favorite part was the, scary stories Saturday night too that
my god,
Mhm.
that was
everybody was telling
excellent.
their personal ghost stories that happened to them, like
I
Diana
think
Wallach
Diana's story stays with me.
Rodriguez Wallach, yeah, and CJ Dotson. Like, their stories were
Yes!
disturbing. CJ's story was
CJ's was disturbing.
disturbing.
Wait,
Yes.
I think I had, like, blocked that out that that was her because I loved that story, and then I forgot that that was her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jonathan's
okay, that
story,
one was
Jonathan Gensler's story about the girl
that was insanely
on
good.
the Van Winkle Bridge, like, it was crazy.
Mhm.
Insanely good. Yeah, I would totally I hope you do that again. I mean, just a level of magic and, it was worth every penny, Christine, and I'm not
Mhm.
saying that it
Good.
was
I'm
inexpensive or
glad.
that, but it was something that if you've never treated yourself and you've never gone to something like this, like, go as a solo.
Mm.
You do not need to have a partner, you don't need to have a friend, you don't need to know anybody because by the end, you will have so many
Oh,
friends.
yeah.
Everybody makes friends with you from the
Mhm.
shyest to the most and please, like, give it a chance. It's just Christine will refund your money. I'm joking. If you don't
If you
like
have a
it.
terrible time, if you have a
Yeah.
terrible time.
That's
Yeah.
how sure I am that Christine will refund your money. But
Christine will give you 3 extra raffle tickets if you're there.
Free
yes, yes,
extra.
yeah.
HeartReaderWeekend.com. And that's what that solo thing is what's good about also my trips, is people sign up for my trip solo because you know that you're gonna be hanging out with people who are interested in what you wanna see also. So it's like, you see those you watch, like, Wheel of Fortune or these commercials of these bus tours that is like, oh, there's a whole bunch of, like, blue hairs.
Yeah.
I'm being so ageist right now, and I'm old, so I'm allowed to be because I'm around young people. But, like, you're on a bus and you're just going from place to place to place in a rush, and I wanted my trips to be totally different. Like, we're only gonna spend half the day on the bus. You're gonna see one place. We're gonna spend a few hours there, and it's gonna be creepy as fuck. And then
Love
we're
it.
gonna go to a haunted inn in the Highlands that has live music every night, and we're gonna stay there. And then the next morning, we're gonna get on a bus and see this abandoned graveyard off a cliff on the Isle of Skye, and then we're gonna go to a castle, and then we're gonna go back to another haunted inn. Like, that's how I plan the trip to Scotland. Like, I just want it to be off the grid and things that you won't see on any other trip, and it's just gonna be creepy, and that's how our trip to Transylvania was just we drove to the top of the Carpathian Mountains to see an abandoned hotel called the Dracul Inn. It was closed, like, we couldn't get anywhere in it, and it was the most horribly creepy, Instagram worthy, just you get, like, totally bad vibes walking around this site, and it was fantastic, and we loved it.
How jealous are you right now, Adam?
If that doesn't sell you, then you're listening to the wrong fucking podcast right now, right?
I know.
That's amazing, and, I will say, when we left on
Oh, yes.
Sunday from Horror Reader Weekend, it was us and then Bridget, Weirder the Better, if you know her on Instagram, and then someone that we were just walking out and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna look for this abandoned town down there," and they were just like, "Oh, we'll come too." So we all just
He, like,
went,
a
yeah.
suitcase out and is like,
"Wait, where are you guys going? Oh, okay, we'll go with you
That
too." And we just found this weird, like, it was like, I don't know if it was a state or government, like these abandoned buildings that we just walked into up to and got pictures of. It was super like
is
Texas
that the
Chainsaw.
one Cranky Paul? Was that the one Cranky Paul, the caterer, was talking about?
we tried to find that, but we couldn't, and Gensler
Gensler?
tried to tell us, but it was Stephanie Stites, the ex-Lonely Tourist,
Yes,
that who
that
went with us.
but it was just these weird abandoned, like, buildings that we just kinda walked around, took pictures of, and
Some of the
it
most beautiful photos.
yeah, it was one of those, like, weird, like, liminal places that there was, like, random trucks, like, state trucks, but, like, the buildings were all blown out looking and hadn't been used. It was just perfect. It was the
Somebody's
most
doing something
wonderful way to
We
terrible.
end.
sat on the train tracks and took, like they let me take pictures of them,
Yep.
and
Creepy.
it was so
Yes.
fun,
Creepy.
and honestly, it was, like, the perfect little my point is that's how easygoing it is, guys,
Yeah.
like, that
The
Stephanie, we've
kind of
never met her, we didn't end up somehow like, we saw her there, but we didn't hang out and talk, but, you pass or whatever, and then just that she felt comfortable enough to be like, "Do you guys care if I come?" We're like, "No, please come along," and now, like,
Mhm.
she lives in Annapolis, which is, like, an hour and a half for us, so we're, like, planning another time to get together and go and do
Yep.
more stuff to bookstores, like,
Oh my
that's
Mhm.
god, that's so fun. That's
it's
so
it
fun.
it's making of a family, like, that's what you're doing, you're making the commitment to join a community, and like I said before, the other events are great and they all have their own thing, but I love that you make time for reading and for just
Yeah.
that deep level of personalization, and I think at first I was kind of, like, on the fence because I was like, "I don't wanna have to pay all this money to just see authors and get the book signed," and I was so misunderstood, like, of what that was.
Of what the, yeah, weekend
Of what
actually is,
the
yeah.
weekend was, so I really wanted to be very detailed and specific about why this was so much fun. I just think the New Orleans is just going to I know you're Chrissy was who you were saying is
Oh,
coming in.
Chrissy, yeah, I
We
love
love
Chrissy.
Chrissy, but she was telling me that, she's like a New Orleans fanatic. I don't know if you
Mhm.
know that or not. Like, she
No.
always goes, and she can tell you about all kinds of creepy stuff.
Oh, yeah, she was telling us, yeah.
Yeah.
God, I gotta reach out to her.
I told her,
Yep.
I said, "You're gonna" when I my best friend just moved to Shreveport, and I was like, "You need to make me an itinerary, Chrissy.
Yep.
We're going down."
Yeah, that was in our episode when we were talking to her, right?
Yeah,
That she was talking
yeah,
about, yeah, so she was on the pod and was talking all about that, which is
but
awesome.
she is amazing, and that's the other thing, it's like the amount of talent and
Yes.
people that we wouldn't have been exposed to, it's
I loved There Ought to Be Shadows, but
Oh,
her
the
next
Stitch
book,
Witches.
I
I'm
am
so excited
so,
for Stitch Witches.
oh, it sounds amazing, I cannot wait.
I actually found her because I saw Stitch Witches last year, and I don't know what happened that it didn't come out last year. But I saw the cover and I read the description and I reached out to her and I was like, "This book looks great. Can you come?" And she came, and Stitch Witches didn't come out yet, but it is coming out this year, so she will be at Horror on the Hudson this year with
Yes.
love
that
it,
book. So that
love
looks so
it,
good.
and I always have to shout out, like, her melanin sticker shop, like, the
Mhm.
best stickers, the best prints, like, the majority of my library has her
Yeah, her stuff
stuff
in
in
it.
the first time I met her was at Spooktastic, I'm like, "I need this, I need this, I need this,"
Mhm.
like, and
Yeah.
she's well priced, but so I wanna just transition into I've been loving your TikToks, I feel like you're so approachable and easy to listen to, and I love that you're going on, like, a book thrifting day because that's, like, one of our favorite hobbies is to just walk into a community aid or wherever at, see what we can find, so, like, that's great content, and then you've been reviewing novellas and just uplifting a lot of authors, and I just wanted to hear a little bit about your journey on there and how different that might be from the Bookstagram to the TikTok community.
Yeah, I know. I do feel like I'm all over the place and I should be a little bit more niche, but I'm a book collector and a book thrifter, and I have to talk about the book The Changeling by Victor Lavelle because
Oh, yeah.
first of all, like Apollo was my soul brother. Like I felt like I was Apollo. I love that he was a book thrifter going out into these things, but I am not like I don't follow leads online and stuff. I go on booksale.com do we go on booksales.com and there's just a list of all you click on a state or an area and it shows all the library book sales that are all over the country.
Why did oh my god, Christmas has come early,
Booksales.com.
Yes.
everybody. Thank you for
Yeah.
the early Valentine's Day treat, I did not
Mhm.
know about this.
Oh, yeah.
What
That's a great
a
you
treat.
click on the map, and it just says, like, every weekend in different
My
areas. So you're going on a trip or you're going somewhere and you see what book sales are going on that weekend, yeah. So
every trip we go on, we go to an independent bookstore, at least one, and our kids are, like,
course.
really okay with it now because sometimes it's 4.
Yeah,
And so now we will add this to the list.
definitely.
Yeah. So it's like a independent bookstore, except it smells really bad, which is most
Yes.
book
Oh
sales,
my
which,
god.
that's so fun. And I
It's
just
just
feel like people don't if you go on eBay to buy books that you're like, "Oh, I want a first edition of this," and they're all lying. Like, it's a lie about the printing, and I do a lot of videos about how to find what you're looking for in a first edition and what is a first printing as opposed to a fourth printing and what is a book club edition as opposed to a special edition. Um, I do a lot of videos about that on TikTok. I do a lot of videos on wrapping dust jackets in plastic and where I buy these dust
yeah, I
jackets
saw
and
people asking you about that, yes.
yeah, I love wrapping my book covers. I just wrap them, and I only wrap them in what I bought 100 of the first time. People are like, "Are you sure that's the best?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not sure that's the best. I just bought 100 of them. I'm gonna wrap 100 books. Like,
No, you
that's
fucking rat bastard, I'm
I
not
know,
sure.
the sons of bitches. I don't know if that's the best one, but I bought
Look, I'm
100
out here
bags.
trying, okay? That's
I'm
better
doing
than
my
nothing.
best." Yeah, so I just want people to not waste money on eBay on shit books. I want
Yeah.
everybody to be
I
a smart consumer on how to find a really good first edition besides horror reader weekend raffles.
Mhm.
right, because your stuff is so special, and thank you for sharing your little secret sauce here that we can
Yeah.
enjoy.
Yeah,
If there's ever
booksales.com.
anything that you're hunting for that we can come across, you can let us know so we can keep an eye out for you for your trips, or maybe I'll just be like, "What do you need this, Christine? Will you send it
Yeah,
to me?"
just like text me. How you
Um,
looking on this?
right? I think that the opportunity to I don't know, there's something about you go into a bookstore or you go into an event like this, and again, for me, I'm like, my nervous system feels settled. I just feel at peace and at home. To me, that's like, get your iced coffee or warm coffee, whatever you're doing, go and browse. It's just that seems like just a wonderful book hunting hobby, and then to learn what we're looking for and why, checking you out on that, and personally, I don't feel like you're too much everywhere. I think they're different levels of content. Like you could actually reply to the comment and share to people and go into more detail on TikTok where, it's expected to have, some of those whereas Bookstagram I think is it's different. So I'm glad you're in both places because I feel like get different information from you in each place and I enjoy that.
Yeah, definitely Bookstagram is more reviews. And it's reviews I review under Horror Reader Weekend, but I'll review authors that will probably never show up at a Horror Reader Weekend, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm reading their books and I'm still gonna be
You're
reviewing.
still
So,
out here highlighting and promoting. So yeah,
yes, I'm all about I have a whole bunch of, T-shirts that I have on my TeePublic. I have a TeePublic store because I give away 2 $500 scholarships to seniors in the
oh
inner
my
city school district where I was a school counselor.
god.
And, so I sell T-shirts on Bookstagram, and they're all really stupid, goofy, bookish, nerdy stuff that us nerdy bookish people say all the time.
Yes,
Okay,
I
Like
I
love
have
it.
been wanting to
I
do
like, I
love
that.
all
own it, but
the
I haven't read it yet.
I have
yeah.
Like,
been
that's
wanting to do that, and I didn't know that you had that there,
Mhm.
so, yes, I will be checking that out.
I
so
love all those overheard at Horror Reader Weekend
I love it.
quotes, yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah. And those are real. Somebody told me that I should have a contest at the next Horror Reader Weekend to submit, like, cool stuff that they heard at Horror Reader Weekend, and then they'd get a free shirt
Amazing.
Amazing,
of
the new
Overheard.
teas.
I'm gonna do that at the next one. So everybody get a
Yes.
free shirt.
I love that. Well, one of the things that I just keep thinking about, for a lot of different events, but especially this one, as a horror reader and fan, growing up in
An
the
author.
thank you. In the 90s especially where I don't know, a lot of people either weren't horror fans or didn't exist at that time, but it was a tough time to be a horror fan in the '90s. We had
Yeah.
Stephen King, Anne Rice, and other than that, it was like, "You're a freak if you read this." You know what I mean?
Dean
Very
Koontz.
much.
Don't forget
Like,
Dean.
yeah, an event like this just was unheard of, and it was something that I always wished I could find that community because pre-internet, pre all that kinda stuff, you were in this island wasteland, you were lucky if you found one person in your area, and I was in Washington, DC, it wasn't like I was in, rural area to find that had the same interests in the same way. So to find this community is just wonderful. So I wanna thank you so much personally for having something like this to go to, and, just
Well, that's
wondered, was
Adam,
that
that is
kind
a
of your
huge
experience too, and part of
yes,
why you want something like this?
that's a huge reason why I started Horror Reader Weekend because I have no one in my life who reads horror. I don't have no family, no friends, no anything. Way back when I ruled the radio in the car with my kids, like, it didn't matter what they wanted to hear. It's my car and I'm driving. We
Yeah.
would listen to, Stephen King audio cassettes
Huh?
back day.
Yep.
Yeah, and we would listen to Stephen King books. So my kids do have experience with horror, but they do not read it now. And I have a book club that started. I don't run it. I'm a member of a book club that started in a town where I used to live. I moved away, but I still drive, half an hour back down there to go to this book club. And
Mm,
it is a horror, spec fiction, and mystery book club. So it's not always horror. And I only go to the meetings that are horror based. It's just, I started this because my God, I want to hang out with horror people. And the only way you can have a horror party is if you throw it yourself.
yep.
So I threw the party myself and hoped people would just show up, and they did.
Can we just put that on a t-shirt?
I
The only way you
know.
can have a horror party is to throw it yourself?
Yep. I love
It's
that.
true. One
I
of the
just love and that's the thing, the only way you can grow your horror family is to sign up for Horror Reader Weekend
Exactly.
and go.
Yeah,
I mean, you
yeah.
can do it other ways, but it's never gonna be as good, and
No.
it's not gonna be as easy, and you won't walk away with
Mm-mm.
the depth and relationships. I mean, this is like fast tracking you to happiness.
And what's crazy is people we go to StokerCon and we go to AuthorCon in Williamsburg, and we go to these things and we're like, "Oh my god, these people are superstars." And then you go on Goodreads and you see that, like, a book that changed your life, and it's the best book of the year in horror circles, and everybody's talking about it, and it has, like, 3,500 likes or reviews on Goodreads, and you're like, 3,500? Like, we are so niche, you
Yeah.
know?
Or you go on there and you're like, "Oh, this book changed my life," and it's like at 3.10, and you're like,
I
"What
know,
the
and you're
hell?"
like, "What?" And you
Those
know
are
the
the true
people
red
who
fast.
aren't horror readers are reading that book, or on NetGalley, they're just requesting everything, and they're
Mhm.
not horror readers, and then they request a horror book, and they're like, "Oh, this is too scary," and they give it a 2, and
Yep.
I'm giving it a 5, and, like, I'm breaking my keyboard trying to hit higher than 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great if you could just, like, give something like, "Look, I'll donate a finger if you just let me give this a 6 star."
Or
Didn't
can I
like
just take off a couple of 1 stars or 2 stars?
Yes, because they just didn't know what they clicked on. You click on something you don't like, of course you're not gonna like it. Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
Mhm.
That is
Like,
something
I
that we
can't
were talking about.
imagine reading a romantic comedy and saying it was too romantic or too funny, but
Right?
people will do that to horror.
Yes. I remember when I read Clay McLeod Chapman's What Kind of Mother, and
Mhm.
I'd never met him, I'd never seen him at any sort of event. I feel like it was right in the beginning of his career, and my god, did I love that friggin' book. Like, I just that I think about the duck blind. Look, I'm gulping. You can't see me. Gulp. I think about the duck blind and I
Yeah.
start to gulp. Like, I loved that book. And then you
Yep.
go on Goodreads at the time and it had like 2,000 rating.
Mhm.
Only 2,000 people read this book, the best book of the year, my top 20 lifetime book. It's just crazy to me that these authors, to us, are superstars and we will drive hours and spend money to see them. And It's just so niche, and
Yep.
I find that crazy. I find that crazy.
I'm genuinely thinking about getting a tattoo for after.
Yeah.
I love that book. My god.
I don't know why, like, maybe it's just one of those books
It
that
hits
just
you at the right place and
it's
time.
I mean,
When she takes that girl to that sporting goods store to get her coat, I
Ugh.
swear. Ugh, that book.
nah, I mean, there was too many scenes that ripped my heart out in the best
Mhm.
possible way, so
Yep.
people are gonna be tired of I mean, Drew Starling, hopefully his proceeds are going up and his books
Yeah.
are selling because I think, like, every few episodes, I'm like, "Yeah, you gotta read after."
And that's like a novella. I
It
mean,
is,
right?
and,
That's
you
a
know, I think
novella.
it's when everybody maybe maybe for me as a mother in that exact time of what I'm going through in my life is just it hit me.
Yeah.
And maybe to other people, it's like, there's nothing, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't know why you would say it's a 6 star. And I think that's part of art and the personal reading of why something, hits you in the way that it does. And it's
She
just,
was just trying so fucking hard. And I think that's what resonated with me when I read a character and they're, in horror, like terrible things are happening. And when you see them just trying so fucking hard to just survive, they're not even
Yep.
looking for joy or
yep,
satisfaction or success.
yep. It's like
Just
that character shows
survive.
you that as you're living through the horrors, even right now, to just keep going.
Yeah. To just She just would get up in the morning and terrible things were happening to her and she just yeah.
She was like MacGyver of like, "I don't have the tools to fix it, but I'm gonna figure it out."
Yep.
And it was like a very
Oh,
solutions-oriented person of like, "Okay, I just have this amazing endurance," and it's not like she had the best attitude about things, it was just like
no. Terrible attitude.
but, I think, like, as horror relates to the current world state, it's like,
Mhm.
you gotta keep going.
Yep.
You gotta keep going, and
And dystopia, like, you hear
yeah.
about and anything that happens in apocalypse, and I'm like, I may choose first wave. Like, I maybe take me out.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know. Not no hot shower?
Like,
I don't
do I
know.
actually wanna do what she's doing? Probably
Mhm.
not.
I don't know if I would. I
I
don't
might
know if I
choose
would.
first wave.
Yeah.
I think I would. Like,
Here's another
I wanna
t-shirt.
be
As it
like
comes to apocalypse,
Terminator,
I might choose the first wave. Can we do that one?
like Sarah Connor hanging on to that chain link fence in
Yeah.
Terminator, like, kept having that dream that just whips her skin right off her body.
Yep.
That I'll take that. Me
Oh
and
my
Sarah Connor,
god.
we're gonna be hanging on to the chain link. That's my choice.
Yeah.
I think his audiobook just came out, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Of After?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I was like, I'm buying it, like, I have to listen
I
to
Yeah,
it.
think I
he
have
because he
to.
kept talking up the narrator saying she just does an incredible job.
I just don't know, I'm gonna probably cry just as hard
Yeah.
as
Oh, sobbing.
because if
Mhm.
somebody does it the way they're to me, it's the scene when they go and she's meeting the guy who's, like, pretty much secured all the stuff, and he's like, "It's okay, you can take your mask off in here."
Yeah.
That was where I'm like, Drew
God.
Yeah,
just
that story,
murdered
yeah.
my heart.
And you could just picture her posture and her shoulders crunched in. You could just
Mhm.
Oh, man,
oh,
they're gonna be in your
that's
head.
ex
Look at you.
Mhm.
See, now when anytime you review a book, not that I wasn't trusting you before, but now I'm like, "Damn, alright,
Yep.
gotta listen to Christine here.
Yeah,
She's
you
like
do.
she's like living it."
Mhm.
I am. See, and that's why, like, I am always when people are like, "Oh, I guessed that ending." I'm in the moment. Like, I am in the moment reading. I am not trying to guess what's gonna happen next. I'm not, "Oh, this is so it's easy, it's so predictable." It's not to me. I'm very in the moment reading. I compare it to the first time I saw Blair Witch Project, and
Mm.
at the end of that movie, I watched it at home. I was nose to nose with the screen. I swear to God, I had leaves in my hair and I hadn't showered in 4 days. Like, I was there, I was in
Yeah.
the scene. I am
God,
and that's how I watch movies, like, I am there. I'm cold in winter
my
movies,
god,
like, I am just and I'm very in the moment in books, so
my god, I could
I'm
do it for a book, but I think that's why I can't like, there's very few horror movies I will watch because it is so visceral to me of what you're saying, and
yeah.
I'm terrified. The book I can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm smelling that monster's breath. Like, I
My
am
god!
It just hits me, like, I am so there. So, yeah, I'm not a big monster movie person, like, I can't watch slashers. The jump scares give me a heart attack. Like, I just can't do it, but I like a really eerie, creepy, gothic-y sort of movie that's not trying to just make me have a heart attack. Like, Frankenstein was gorgeous to me.
Wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Nosferatu, I loved it. Yeah,
It's the one I was
I
thinking
like
she was
that kind of
beautiful.
movie.
It was
Yeah.
like yes.
I don't love a
Can
slash.
we get, like, a makeup palette with those colors?
I think they make it, yeah.
'Cause that would be beautiful.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, you are the coolest, and I promise anybody that signs up for your events
Yep.
or watches your TikToks or Instagrams, you will
Mhm.
not be led astray. You're one of the coolest people out here.
So
Me, my old ass.
we got New Orleans in October, back to New York in November. When is the Scotland trip?
Scotland is this April, just a
Nice.
few
I can't
months
wait to
away
see
from
Patricia,
Scotland.
yeah.
27, I'm hoping to do a long weekend like Horror on the Mississippi, and it'll be, I guess Horror on the Atlantic. We're going to Salem.
Ooh,
We're doing Salem in 2027. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be doing Milan in 2027 and going off into, Tuscany because Diavola scared the living shit out of
yes.
me.
Diavolo is one of my absolute favorite books, and no one ever talks about it enough.
Yeah, I'm doing a Diavola-inspired, trip
Ugh.
to Italy. What else
I'm
do I
learning
have?
Italian right now, so I'll be able to like, my exchange student is full Italian, and that's my 2026, like, goal for the year. And I'm kinda, like, not happy about it because it's requiring me to read less books, so I'm kinda pissed, but I'm also excited to learn a new language and be taught by an Italian.
Italian is so beautiful too.
It's
So beautiful.
wonderful, and we've been practicing since, like, November, but
Mm,
I still don't like that I don't get to feel like I don't get to read as much, so I'm tantruming just a little, but no, Diavola, when you say like, okay, Italy always sounds great, but if we're talking about a Diavola like, area, like, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, right?
I
That
just
was
feel like
so
we
good
might
about
end up paying a
Diavola.
lot because we don't like to
yeah,
vacation with other friends and
no.
family like that, or you know
Mhm.
what I mean? Or,
Yes,
like,
but you don't know anybody on this. You don't have to hang out
but
with
that's the
us.
no, 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 I don't mean it like that. I meant
You're the
our
people we
we
want to
do
be
wanna
with.
hang out with you.
Oh my
We don't
god.
wanna have to, like, schedule with our
Yes.
very Republican family.
Yeah, because 'cause they'll be very much like, "You don't wanna go to another creepy place," and it's like, "You know what? How
Yeah,
about you shut the fuck up?"
we
Yeah.
do. We totally wanna go to Creepy. I also wanna do like a long weekend in Paris that people would come to just do like this 3 or 4 days in Paris, and we go to the catacombs, and we do Notre Dame and do like a
You
book
should
crawl
start
and a pub
saving
crawl or whatever, and then you go and do your own trip after. Like, you
let's just
hang out
get
Can
with
it
we
us
just
for,
set
what,
up, like,
3 or
a
4
monthly
days.
yeah,
payment to you,
do
Christine?
people have a monthly payment plan? How could we do this?
Just
Seriously,
start
I think we need to
just
look
start
at
sending
finance
me.
options
Yeah.
here because maybe if you start collecting payments ahead of time and we
Uh-huh.
start paying you,
Yep.
then you can put it in an interest-bearing account so that you can at least break even or higher.
Exactly.
See, everybody
Exactly.
wins.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, um Orleans is inexpensive. It's 3 nights and it's only like 700. Oh god, I don't even
That
remember how
is
much it is
That
now.
is great. Get your
It's like
passports.
700, $800 because it's only the 3 nights and 1 meal and then a couple of free things we're all gonna be doing, and we're gonna do a ghost tour. But then the rest of the time, you might spend more money because you're gonna be out
Yeah,
on your own, but
true.
the
Hey, that's on us.
Set up the
I'm making the
financing
trip
that's
itself
call it the
not
bank of the
expensive.
rat bastards.
Yes!
Sons of bitches, rat
Yeah,
bastard.
because if I wanna pay myself every month, I'm not gonna be great at that. If I owe
Yeah.
you something every month, I'm gonna do it.
Yep. So, but
Rat
I love
bastard
it.
fun.
We are so happy that you came on and talked, and I really hope we've inspired people to look you up, get on the list for when everything opens up for registration because there is no one that loves horror that will not just be absolutely entranced and in love with your events because we
We'll
know
love
you.
it together. We love it together.
Yes. So
Yes.
thank you so much, and we can't wait to talk again. Hopefully, we can make this a regular thing to talk about your events and when they're coming up and everything. So just
I might see you
really
this weekend
appreciate
at
it.
Dark Crafts.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon, you
Right.
rat bastard.
You
Bye-bye.
sons of bitches. Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.